I almost dropped $24,000 on a used SUV that looked perfect, until I found out it had $7,500 in hidden repair history. And that wasn't even the worst part. With the average used car price now sky high, too many drivers are falling for polished lemons. Vehicles that drain your wallet with warranty traps, resale crashes, and surprise breakdowns. In this video, I'm counting down 10 cars that seem like a good deal until they leave you stranded. And trust me, the SUV at the end, it's a fan favorite, but it's also a financial ambush in disguise. Let's begin our list of the worst cars you can buy in 2025 with the Jaguar FPace, luxury that leaks. The first time I saw a Jaguar FPace, I thought, this thing looks like a $60,000 flex, but owning one? That's where the illusion ends. I test drove a 2018 model once, and it felt smooth, until the infotainment screen froze halfway through my route, and the engine warning light blinked on like a neon red flag. Here's the deal. FPace models from 2016 to 2020 are packed with luxury and problems. We're talking electrical bugs, oil leaks, even transmission glitches that make every drive a gamble. And if you think the $59,000 sticker hurts, wait until you see the repair bills. On average, owners spend over $15,000 in just 4 years, and that's before you factor in routine maintenance or anything unexpected. One owner reported their steering wheel literally oozed glue in the summer heat. Another's stop-start system went haywire every time the temperature rose above 90. It's like paying for British elegance and getting a mechanical soap opera instead. And don't even think your extended warranty will save you. Between denied claims and endless service delays, the stress alone isn't worth the badge. Plus, resale value drops fast once these issues pile up. Luxury turns into liability, real quick. But if you think that's bad, wait until you see the SUV next on the list. It was built to conquer off-road terrain, but for many owners, it barely survived the highway. Range Rover Sport, the $38,000 engine failure. I used to think the Range Rover Sport was the ultimate status symbol. Sleek lines, a luxury cabin, and that beastly twin-turbo V8 under the hood. So I nearly signed the papers on a 2016 model, until I saw the service records. One of them showed an engine failure that cost the previous owner $37,400. Yes, that's the price of an entire new car. This isn't a one-off horror story. It's the rule, not the exception. That year alone, the Sport scored a humiliating 38.6 out of 100 for reliability. And the deeper you dig, the uglier it gets. The air suspension sags like a tired mattress. Sunroof, known to leak, soaking the plush interior. Infotainment system, flashy, sure, until it crashes mid-drive. Repairs, average over $3,700 per job, and that doesn't include downtime or dealer headaches. People buy these thinking they're getting a high-end experience. What they don't see coming is the repair inflation that makes every minor issue feel like a major crisis. And when it comes time to sell, good luck. The resale value nosedives the moment that first warning light flashes. It might look like a luxury SUV, but under the hood, it's a financial black hole. And believe it or not, there's still one European SUV coming up that outfails this one in almost every category. Jeep Wrangler, off-road, off the rails. I've always loved the idea of owning a Jeep Wrangler. Open skies, rugged trails, pure freedom. But after driving a used 2014 model for a week, I learned the hard way. Freedom isn't free. It comes with repair bills. If you're looking at any Wrangler built between 2007 and 2018, buckle up, literally. These models are infamous for the death wobble, a terrifying front-end shake that kicks in around highway speeds and makes it feel like the wheels are about to fall off. It's not just a nickname, it's a full-blown safety scare that's led to recalls, lawsuits, and panic stops. Audi Q5, the luxury lease trap. The Audi Q5 fooled me once. I saw a 2019 model parked outside a dealership, glacier white, S-line trim, panoramic sunroof, and for a moment, I seriously considered trading in my rock-solid Toyota. It looked flawless, had under 45,000 miles, and the salesperson sweetened the deal with the phrase, certified pre-owned. But once I scanned the service records, the charm vanished. That sleek German crossover had been in for engine work 4 times before it even hit 60,000 miles. Turns out, I I dodged a luxury landmine. The Q5s built between 2018 and 2021 are loaded with tech and premium materials, but they're also loaded with mechanical landmines. Among the worst offenders, timing chain tensioner failures, oil leaks, faulty water pumps, and turbochargers that give out just outside of warranty. Repairs for these? They aren't cheap. Expect to shell out $1,800 to $4,000 per hit, and that's if you catch the problem before it cascades. And let's talk about that certified warranty. It sounds comforting, until you realize it often excludes the exact high-risk components owners report breaking most, like the timing components or high-pressure fuel pumps. I've seen too many people stuck footing repair bills they thought were covered. So yes, it's smooth, it's quiet, and it turns heads. But unless you're ready to treat it like a short-term lease and walk away before the real problems show up, the Audi Q5 is a polished money pit with just enough chrome to distract you from what's really underneath. A luxury trap waiting to spring. Nissan Frontier, the outdated gas guzzler. I once thought the Nissan Frontier might be the best-kept secret in the midsize truck world. Rugged, no-nonsense, affordable. But after borrowing a friend's 2018 model for a weekend project, I realized it's less of a hidden gem and more of a rolling time capsule that belongs in 2010. Let's start with the basics. The 2018 to 2021 Frontiers look the part. Boxy stance, decent clearance, aggressive trims like the Pro 4X. But under the surface, it's all old tech, sloppy steering, and a driving experience that feels more like punishment than progress. On the road, the steering is vague and disconnected, and if you hit a bump mid-turn, the back end can lurch so hard you'll think the suspension came loose. Inside, it gets worse. The cabin feels like it was pulled from a warehouse marked outdated inventory. No Apple CarPlay, no Android Auto, just a single USB port that only charges, not connects. Hard plastics everywhere. Seats that make long drives feel like a dare. This is the kind of truck that makes you ask, did I just pay 2018 money for a 2008 experience? What's scary is that these trucks still hold deceptively high resale prices because of the reliability badge Nissan used to wear proudly. But if you're spending close to $35,000 for a used one, you're overpaying for something that belongs in the past, both in design and performance. Bottom line, the Nissan Frontier might look like a tough truck, but drive it, live with it, and maintain it, and you'll see it's really just an overpriced gas guzzler dressed up to distract you from the disappointment. Tesla Model X, the six-figure glitch machine. I used to think owning a Tesla meant future-proofing your driveway, cutting-edge tech, zero gas, and autopilot that practically drives for you. But then my friend bought a 2021 Model X, spent over $100,000, and within 6 months, he wasn't raving about innovation. He was begging the service center for a loaner. That futuristic falcon wing door? It jammed shut during a thunderstorm, trapping his kids inside while the rain poured in through the roof. And it didn't just happen once, it happened twice. On paper, the Model X is a masterpiece. Fast, quiet, and packed with features. But real-world ownership? It's a constant fight against software bugs, touchscreen freezes, and glitchy sensors that feel more like beta testing than premium driving. JD Power and Consumer Reports both rank it among the least reliable EVs available. And when something breaks, which it often does, you're at the mercy of Tesla's infamous service delays, especially if you don't live near a major metro area. Some owners have waited weeks just to fix a simple rear-view camera issue. And let's not even get into the battery anxiety. While total battery failure is rare, when it hits hard. $12,000 to $18,000 depending on the model year. Add in the sky-high insurance premiums thanks to complex body panels and sensor-laden bumpers, and suddenly your eco-conscious ride becomes a financial sinkhole. So yes, the Model X turns heads. It feels like a spaceship and goes 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds. But unless you're ready to live with service stress, feature failures, and unpredictable costs, it's less a luxury SUV and more a six-figure science experiment that trades gas bills for repair anxiety. Dodge Durango, power that punishes. On paper, the Dodge Durango is a muscle car with cargo space, 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds, a towing capacity of 8,700 pounds, and a roar that turns heads at every green light. I'll admit I was tempted. I even test drove a 2021 RT model, and couldn't wipe the grin off my face until I started digging into the long-term numbers. That grin, gone. Replaced by fuel receipts, repair quotes, and resale shock. Here's the reality. That power comes at a massive cost. The V8 Durango drinks gas like it's celebrating, 15 miles per gallon combined at best. And with gas prices climbing, that alone can add $1,500 to $2,000 per year in fuel costs for the average driver. But what really breaks the bank are the mechanical failures. Owners frequently report ticking exhaust manifolds, which sound minor until you realize they lead to full-on engine damage. And when the engine goes, you're looking at a $7,500 to $9,000 repair bill, if you're lucky. Then there's the depreciation curve, and it's steep. Even well-maintained Durangos lose value fast due to their known repair history and low long-term reliability ratings. That means whether you're buying used or trading in, you're likely to take a financial hit either way. So while it may seem like a great deal at first glance, big engine, big space, big tow numbers, the Dodge Durango is really a high-risk gamble. It's built for short-term thrills, not long-term value. And unless you've got a mechanic in the family and a gas station on speed dial, this SUV punishes your wallet more than it rewards your drive. Chevrolet Equinox, the silent wallet killer. For years, I told people the Chevy Equinox was a safe bet. Simple, affordable, and everywhere. What could go wrong, right? Then my neighbor brought me her 2015 Equinox with a blinking check engine light. I ran the scan tool expecting a minor issue. Instead, we uncovered a $1,700 timing chain repair, and that was just the beginning. Within 6 months, she was back with oil consumption problems, sensor failures, and a transmission that couldn't decide which gear to hold. Turns out, this wasn't an isolated case. Equinox models from 2010 to 2017, especially with the 2.4-liter four-cylinder engine, have a serious reputation for burning oil fast. If you miss even one oil change interval, the engine could be toast. And even if you're meticulous, that oil disappears anyway, often leading to low pressure, premature wear, and full-on engine failure. The worst part? GM knew. Technical service bulletins were issued, lawsuits were filed, but unless your vehicle qualifies under the right conditions and mileage, the extended warranty won't save you. And that check engine light, it'll become a regular guest on your dashboard. So, while the Equinox looks like a low-risk buy, it's what I call a silent wallet killer. It won't explode your budget overnight, but it'll bleed it dry over time. If you're shopping used, this is one SUV I recommend skipping entirely. There are better options with fewer mechanical traps and way more peace of mind. BMW X5, premium price, poor safety. The BMW X5 was on my dream list for years. Sleek design, strong performance, and that signature German engineering. But then a buddy of mine bought a 2020 X5 xDrive 40i, and less than a year in, he was already asking if I knew any good lemon law lawyers. That's when I realized the luxury experience doesn't always come with reliability. Let's start with the basics. The 2020 and 2021 models look like high-end perfection. But open the hood or the repair records, and you'll find a string of issues that don't belong in a vehicle that costs $55,000 or more. The brake assist system? Faulty enough to trigger a major recall for increased stopping distance. The engine? Known for fuel leaks and oil seepage that starts before you hit 40,000 miles. Add to that an avalanche of recalls, and suddenly, the ultimate driving machine starts to feel more like the ultimate dealership frequent flyer. Driving visibility is another problem. The roof pillars are thick, the side mirrors feel undersized, and the rear blind spots are massive. That's a big issue for older drivers who value awareness and ease of use over flashy tech. Even worse, the digital features, which BMW heavily promotes, are glitch-prone. Owners report navigation crashes, sensor errors, Bluetooth dropouts, and delayed system boots. And let's talk depreciation. While BMWs hold their value better than some, the X5 is the exception. Once the warranty expires, resale prices dive because no one wants to risk paying out of pocket for a $4,500 fuel system repair or a $3,500 air suspension fix. Insurance? You'll pay more than average just to cover it, especially if your model year is linked to a known recall. I get it. It's comfortable, fast, and full of features, but behind the badge and the beauty lies a long list of issues that should never exist at this price point. point. If you're looking for long-term peace of mind, the BMW X5 is not your friend. It's a luxury SUV that demands premium payments, long after the excitement wears off. Land Rover Discovery, the worst luxury SUV. I saved this one for last, not because it's the flashiest, but because it's the most misleading disaster I've ever seen on four wheels. The Land Rover Discovery from 2017 to 2020 is the kind of SUV that makes you feel rich when you buy it, and completely robbed by the time you try to sell it. I had a client once who picked up a certified 2017 Discovery for just under $35,000. It looked like a steal. Pristine interior, panoramic sunroof, that prestigious badge. Within 6 months, he was on a first-name basis with the service department. And sadly, that's more common than you think. Let's look at the facts. J.D. Power called it one of the least reliable luxury SUVs, and Kelley Blue Book warned buyers outright about the sky-high cost of ownership. What goes wrong? Easier to ask what doesn't. Suspension components wear out fast, the brakes grind or seize, electrical gremlins shut down everything from window controls to the infotainment, and in some cases, even the body structure weakens. Yes, the physical body. Repairs are not just frequent, they're staggeringly expensive. Want to fix a leaking air suspension system? That'll run you $5,000 to $8,000. Infotainment module replacement? Around $3,000. And most owners report being in the shop multiple times a year, even under warranty. Out of warranty? That's when the real financial trauma begins. And then there's the resale value, or lack of it. The moment the Discovery is out of factory coverage, its value tanks. Buyers know the risks, and dealers don't want them on the lot. One owner I spoke with was offered just $13,500 on trade-in for a vehicle they still owed $19,000 on. The Land Rover Discovery is the textbook example of luxury ownership regret. It fools you with design and prestige, then drains your bank account with every mile. If you're looking for confidence, comfort, and reliability, this isn't just the wrong SUV, it's the worst luxury SUV you can buy. Buying used shouldn't feel like a gamble, but with these vehicles, it absolutely is. Whether it's a luxury badge masking reliability nightmares or a budget SUV quietly draining your savings, these cars prove that looks can be dangerously deceiving. If you value your time, your wallet, and your sanity, skip the flash and choose smart. Alright, now before we wrap this up, I've got something a little different for you. And trust me, you'll want to stick around. In the next few minutes, I'm going to walk you through some of the most valuable lessons I've learned, not about the cars themselves, but the hidden traps that come with them. Whether you're financing, insuring, or thinking about that extended warranty, this part could save you thousands. Just sit back and listen. This is where things get really important. Here's the part nobody tells you. The SUV itself might not be your biggest financial mistake. What really empties your wallet is everything that surrounds the car. The extended warranties, the financing traps, the insurance hikes, and the resale value bombs that most buyers never see coming. I found this out the hard way. A few years ago, I bought what looked like a safe bet. A certified pre-owned luxury SUV. Low miles, full warranty, clean title. I even added an extended warranty for peace of mind. But 6 months later, when the infotainment screen froze and the backup camera blacked out, the warranty company denied the claim. Why? Not a mechanical failure. That little sentence cost me $3,200 out of pocket, and when I tried to cancel the plan, they charged a $450 cancellation fee for a warranty that never paid a dime. But extended warranties are just the beginning. Let's talk about financing. More and more buyers are getting stuck in 6 or even 7-year car loans just to make the monthly payments look affordable. On paper, it sounds like a win. Smaller payments, right? But in reality, you're stuck paying interest on a vehicle that's losing value faster than your loan balance is dropping. I've seen it over and over. Someone buys a used Range Rover or BMW with a 72-month loan, and 2 years later, they owe $18,000 on a car worth $11,000. If it gets totaled, the insurance payout doesn't even cover the loan. Now, you're paying off a car you no longer own. And if you think interest rates are fair, think again. Most people don't realize that dealerships often mark up your APR behind the scenes. So, while your credit score might qualify you for 5.5%, the dealer quotes you 8.5% and pockets the difference. It's legal, it's common, and it quietly drains thousands from your pocket over the life of the loan. Then there's the part that really surprised me. Insurance premiums. You'd think a newer car would be cheaper to insure, but that's not always true, especially with EVs or luxury brands. Tesla, BMW, Mercedes, even higher-end Fords like the F-150 Lightning. They all come with complex sensors, expensive parts, and specialized labor. One small accident? You're looking at $8,000 to $15,000 in repairs. That's why premiums on some electric SUVs have jumped 30 to 40% in the last 2 years alone. Even worse, some insurers now consider certain EVs total losses after what would be minor fender benders on gas cars, simply because the battery can't be safely inspected. So you pay more, and you're at higher risk of losing the car outright. And let's not forget about resale value, the silent killer. You buy that $90,000 Model X or a loaded X5 thinking you'll drive it for 5 years and trade it in. But EV tech evolves so fast, and luxury depreciation hits so hard that your car might be worth half that in just 36 months. And if you financed it, you're trapped, unless you're willing to eat thousands in negative equity. So if you're shopping for an SUV right now, especially used, here's my advice. Skip the extended warranty unless it's backed directly by the manufacturer. Never sign a loan longer than 60 months, no matter how good the car looks. Always compare insurance quotes before you buy. And factor that into the real monthly cost. And research the resale trends for the exact trim and model year you're buying. Some deals are only cheap because the market knows what's coming. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about avoiding a bad SUV. It's about avoiding the traps wrapped around it. The fine print, the financing games, and the long-term costs that keep draining your wallet long after the new car smell wears off.